Hello, welcome to today's episode. And today we're going to be talking about the full moon happening in Capricorn on the 30th of June of 2026. And just to remember, when we have a full moon, what's happening is that the moon is opposite to the sun. So what we see is the face of the moon, it's all full potential, and what that brings is lighting up the shadows. Also, it's an excellent time for closure and to reopen new chapters. So it's a great time to let go, so you can write down things that you want to let go for this full moon. Maybe it could be patterns that you realize, type of relationships that you realize, maybe some situations like maybe work commitments or any habits that are not serving you. This is an excellent time. But let's have a look to this full moon. So the sun is in Cancer right now, and the moon is gonna be in Capricorn. Capricorn, it's ruled by Saturn. The deity of Saturn is Kronos, and Kronos is the god of time. Also, is related with aging and with age. So, because Capricorn represents as well like some restrictions, could be more related to rules and system, like bank system, government system. Could be also like restriction, laws. For example, that could be reflected with some aging limit in certain areas, that could be in social media. For example, I know in Spain, in Australia, it's already part of the law that there is an age limit for children to go into these platforms. So maybe we can see things like this popping up during this time, the full moon, right? Also, we have Venus in Leo, and Venus in Leo, it's like what brings and invite us is to fall in love with yourself, with your creativity, and with your playfulness, because Leo represents the playfulness side of us, but especially our inner child, the playful child, the one who used to play games and going into adventures, maybe wear like costumes and doing like really creative and fun activities. So also is related with showing up and showing ourselves, and not being scared of showing up, of shining our light. Venus is the planet, yes, it is, of relationships, of being in love, and not just relationship with people, could be being in love with yourself. So what brings that is in our own relationships as well, how we show up for ourselves, how we shine our light, and how we just care about our entertaining, playful part of us. And before I continue, I just want to thank you for being here and watching, and I hope you're enjoying this episode. And if you're enjoying this episode and you would like to receive more episodes like these ones, all you have to do is click in the subscribe button so you can notify every time that I upload a new episode about astrology or healing or any of the things that normally I share. Currently is astrology. Clicking the thumbs up or in the heart button, depending on the platform where you are, and share it with a friend, so this podcast gets to more people. And now let's continue with the episode. Also, we have Mercury conjunction with Jupiter in Leo, and this is a big theme. So I'm gonna explain as much as I can here, but it's like I could do a full episode just talking about that. But as I said, Leo is connected with entertainment, is connected with creativity, is connected with leadership as well, and with us shining and showing ourselves up outside in the world, how we show up, right? How we just go do these bravery things, the brave thing that maybe is a bit scary. So what's gonna bring there is an amplification of those feelings of bravery, of creativity, of playfulness, because everything that Jupiter touches is amplified, as I usually share here. So also that's going to come with communication and with ways of thinking, because it's in conjunction with Mercury. Right? So what we can actually see in these situations are many things. Is one is how the world of entertainment, like could be from celebrity shows, could be from social media, which is also a platform where you can find entertainment, could evolve in different ways. First of all, saying that also Leo and Jupiter is a very good combination. They are very optimistic and positive energies merging together at that time. And that can bring maybe new ways of creativity. For example, there is so much content creation right now, like more and more people, which I think is excellent, is a way of creativity for people to get into it. But there is also a lot of rules, that you have to post every day and you have to do this and do that and hashtag and all this, right? And I believe, I hear many content creators too sharing this opinion, that the essence of creativity is being missed right now and is forgetting right now, because you have to follow so many rules and strategies and things. What is the spontaneity? What is the spontaneous energy of Leo in the creative action or in the creative moments of doing these activities? Because creativity requires to be spontaneous, requires to be authentic as well, that not just copy and paste what everyone is doing. Also, Leo inspires others to move, to do creative things, to maybe do changes in their lives, as it has this leader ability inside of him. So when it's about inspiring, motivating, that is an amazing door that is open with Jupiter, right? So maybe we see even more content that is more inspiring, more motivating. Also may bring new colors to the platforms and to this fashion world or anything in life. Maybe even people feeling more attracted to wear these alive colors, because the colors of Leo and Jupiter, if you go to Tarot, I actually brought a Tarot today. So this is the sign of Leo, which is the sun. And this is the Wheel of Fortune. This is Jupiter. So Jupiter as well, because Jupiter is a very optimistic planet and its energy. Right, so these two colors are very bright colors in the cards. Like even my cards are like golden and maybe it doesn't seem so much. But when you see the traditional tarot cards, you know that these cards are normally like very optimistic cards. And also you can see it in the colors, how it shows compared with other cards, as it could be like the Evil or any other cards, right? So this is the energy that also we can see, like more optimism, more positivity, like even related to what is called good luck, although for me there is no good luck, it's like cause and effect, but could be also linked to destiny, to causality, and also cycles of life, so merging together. So when we look at these cards, we have actually these two cards that are going to be represented during this time, because the strength, which is this one, is the sun in Leo. It's represented by the sign of Leo. So this is one of the energies that we may experience during this time, because from the 30th of June, this is when the Jupiter is going to get into Leo. You may feel like more strength and you're gonna may feel more confident to just do this and action these projects. And if you've been listening and watching my other episodes, or maybe reading my newsletter, that by the way you can join down below in the description, you got access to the newsletter. I've been sharing how we've been shredding all these layers during the last months and weeks, and we've been releasing these old versions of ours, all identities that are no longer serving us individually, because maybe they are not aligned with our higher self or our higher purpose or our soul. So what we are going to experience during this time is these new changes, that are going to be empowered by this energy from the 13th of June. And I'm pretty sure you will feel it. So during this time, this is gonna be an invitation to show up and shine your lights without fear, and to play and see the joy of life. And this is gonna really help signs which have more tendency to melancholy, like could be Pisces, for example, and signs that could be more like in organization, planning, more mental signs as well, as it could be Virgo, for example. Aquarius is gonna enjoy this one pretty sure as well, because it's in the other side of the polarity of Aquarius. I don't know if you know that, but we don't actually have 12 signs. We have actually 6 pair of signs, and Aquarius is the polarity of Leo, and Leo is the polarity of Aquarius. And as everything in an energy and everything, when we have the polarity, it's actually the same thing, but it's the two extremes of the same thing, right? So a person who is in Aquarius, if they evolve their signs, they can move to Leo's energy and compensate these two until it get into the balance of the middle point and neutrality. So having explained that, that is not really about like this week, but so you understand as well astrology a little bit more. So that's going to be also like a feeling of fire, because those two are very fire sign, because the Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, which is also fire, and then Leo is fire. So it's going to be this sensation of fire and optimism, the confidence, as I was saying, to start to push, to start to action these projects and be brave. Just be brave, But as I said, you're going to feel it. It's going to be an enhancement. So you won't have to push it so much, because you're going to feel the push from the back of your back. And what you have to do in this situation is just to go a bit with the flow, and enjoy the ride, because that's going to also help you with more joy. So we can also see with this conjunction of Jupiter conjuncting Mercury is in trine with Neptune. That's going to mean like an expansion as well. It's going to help this expansion even into dreams, into projects that you had, something that you've been dreaming recently as well, imagination as well. That's going to be increased, because it's like everything that is touched by Jupiter is going to be amplified, but also Mercury is helping to maybe put into words and into language these projects that have been in your mind, these dreams. So anything that's been in your imagination too. So really good. Another thing is that Pluto is in trine with Uranus, which is conjuncting Sedna still, and Mars. So Pluto is in Aquarius, as we know, and I have the card for Pluto here. The stars. So I have brought you this card, so we can also visualize the images, connect with that energy of the cards too, right? So this is Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto brings transformation. And as it is going to be in the trine with Gemini, we can see this with changes, with transformations, things that may be happening in the communication level, could be like in social media, could be like in communication in TV or in shows, and could be even in your communication, the ways that you're going to communicate. I was sharing actually in the previous episodes how we actually been changing already the way that we communicate. We've been passing from a very rational way of thinking and communicating to start to work more with feelings, and with intuition. And that's also a transformation that's been happening, but it may be enhanced during this time. And having said that, that's going to be very linked as well with Chiron in Taurus. As I shared in my previous episode, again, I'm going to elaborate more in this one today, is that Chiron is been in Aries, and from the 19th of June until 17th of September, it's gonna be in Taurus. Then it's gonna return back to Aries, and then it's gonna go back to Taurus up to 2027 until 2033. Right? So basically, we're gonna just have a glimpse of what we're gonna be experiencing from next year in 2027. At the same time, we're gonna have the opportunity of returning back to Aries energy, in Chiron in Aries energy, and finish off anything that wasn't finished off during this time. Or the previous time, because I'm filming this already, is after the 19th of June. But what I'm trying to say is that right now, because Chiron is already in Taurus as I'm filming this, Chiron is connected with the wounded healer. Okay, so any wounds that comes to the light, any moments of healing, any sort of pain and comfortable moments, even emotional moments related with worthiness, with self-worth, and with your own values and integrity. Also is connected with your connection with your body, and is connected with the healing on Mother Earth. So Chiron in Taurus is an opportunity for people to evolve wounds that maybe you know already, or maybe you're gonna discover new during this time. So it becomes a lie. It becomes your power. I know it's easier to say that actually go through sometimes, because sometimes we have these moments that we feel it and it's tough and it's painful. I know that. I feel it too. I'm human too. But what I do with myself is I keep remembering myself, that all this is just a transformation, is an evolution. Like my pain becomes into power when I first allow myself to feel it. Secondly, I name it and I am aware about it and I take responsibility. This is key and essential. I stop blaming anyone else in the outside. I release any victim consciousness from that pain, and I take the full responsibility and I move to co-creator consciousness. And this is a big theme for this time, is the invitation, right, of moving from victim consciousness to co-creator consciousness, from pain to power. This is how we move through, right? And how we evolve these things is feeling it, name it, and transform it, right? It's healing, proper healing. Also, that's going to be related as well with abundance, because Taurus is connected with abundance, money, and prosperity. So these themes are going to be out during this time too. So excellent time to start working the belief system on what are your thoughts, what are your feelings about money, what's your relationship with money, abundance, and prosperity, the three of them. So that's going to be really, really key moments for these times, especially with the full moon in Capricorn, which is an earth sign as well, very related with goals, objectives, dreams, manifestations that you want to materialize in this reality thing that you want to bring from here to actually the 3D through manifestation. This full moon with Capricorn, this is one of the themes, but we have this Chiron in Taurus, so it's gonna be the invitation as well to review our inner belief system. At the same time, because Chiron is all related with healing, I want to remember like the archetypes of Chiron. We have the famous wounded healer archetype. Chiron was wounded and he spent most of his life trying new healing modalities, learning healing modalities. None of them could heal himself, but he could teach others to heal themselves from what he learned. And between these modalities, it was astrology and herbology and many, many others. Another archetype is the shaman, right? The shaman, it is said that is the connection between the two realms, the spiritual and the earth realm. And then we also have the alchemist, which is the inner alchemist who makes emotional alchemy. So during this time, it won't be surprising if we can also see new healing modalities popping up, people who are actually healers or they are in the path of healing, developing new skills or maybe realizing this is their path, this is part of their purpose. They go back to learn or to develop the ancestral healing modalities. Maybe people start to learn new cosmic modalities too from the galactic. So there are so much there also with energy healing, like for example with Reiki, Beloa or Access Bar. There are many modalities that they can bring so many benefits to this society that can also be developed and more people realizing and hearing the call, because it's an inner call when you hear this call of moving into healing modalities and develop your healing abilities for yourself and also maybe to share with others. And just to finalize, talking about Mercury is going to be retrograde in Cancer. From the 12th of June, we may start to feel the effect, because this is the time when it's really good to review projects, to see what things you have to repeat again, what can you improve. Then from the 26th of June, which is this week, it will be stationary. And the moment that is stationary, this is the moment when weird things may happen. Doesn't have to happen, may happen due to Mercury retrograde. Like maybe you miss a plane or miss like a ticket or forget about something, or any devices stop working as usual, anything like that. All right. So I don't want to get much on this, but that's when that could happen. And then it gets into full retrograde on the 29th of June. These moments is when people may experience like a death at rebirth, a change of cycle. This is really the meaning of Mercury retrograde, which sometimes you can see the Mercury retrograde understandings a bit twisted in social media. So this is what really happened. During the real retrograde, people may experience more a birth and rebirth in different areas of their life, especially where the sign is this time is going to be Cancer, than the actual changes, and weird things. And the main question here to ask is, how can I reconnect with this place or placement where Cancer is going to be in your chart, because that's where that's going to be appearing in your life, the retrograde, being who I am today. So remembering that these Mercury retrogrades are also a time to review and to see things differently, to create new versions of you. So wherever Cancer is in your chart, you can ask yourself, how can I present myself, reconnect myself in that placement, being today who I am today? Because pretty sure in the past, you have reviewed this before, right? But now you are a new person. You are a completely new version of you. So probably you will do things differently now because you learn new ways. So that is the kind of invitation that this Mercury retrograde have for us too. And then to finalize, one more thing is Mars in Gemini. Mars will be in Gemini from the 28th of June. Mars is all about with action, direction, even a bit fight it sometimes, like even how we present in conflict, how we are in arguments or in debates with people, in discussions. So Gemini is about communication, but it's very fast communication, changing topics. So it could been experiencing these two, those two combinations, like maybe fast communication, moving to one place to the other. So it's a really good time to practice of stillness, be aware of it. That's first of all. And then if you see that that is presenting in your life or manifesting, well, it's a time to just take a breath, and just go slower and just relax. And sometimes this happen, these things, these placements happen, and you don't know why for a few days or for one day, all of a sudden, like you feel in this way, like life is moving fast or you talk very fast. So just be aware of. And in the 3rd and 4th of July, Mars and Uranus are going to be in conjunction with Gemini. They're going to be in conjunction in Gemini. Therefore, that can also bring a transformation, innovation, and new ways of communicating into these aspects. Okay, maybe like in conflict resolution or in communication skills, debates or mediating. So that is the astrology for the full moon and the weeks before and after, because, I cannot just talk about the full moon. I think we have to see the whole picture of what is happening to understand in a deeper level what is actually happening during these weeks, And I do believe that when we know what's happening in the astrology, sometimes things make a lot of more sense, because we know that we are the co-creators, that we are not alone here, that we are supported, for an invisible force that is working with us. And when we align ourselves with that energy and with that support and these forces, instead of just living against it, we live with it. We just move with the flow of life. And like so many companies nowadays, people, they look at astrology, they look at the charts before making big decisions, because they know that they may have an impact in their lives, and in the outcome, like maybe knowing about retrograde, then you wouldn't do, or you wouldn't sign contracts. Or if you sign contracts, you know that you have to review everything really well with the small letters so you don't miss anything, and there is no big surprises. And this is really happening, and I can confirm and verify that has happened to me, that when Mercury, it's in stationary, because this is the moment when these things happen. Could be confusions, like could be in communication, in agreements. So it is really good to take in account when those days are, because there are 3 Mercury retrogrades in the year, to just take in account. For example, on Mercury and Jupiter are going to be in Leo, or Jupiter in Leo, that you're going to feel more optimistic and more joyful. Use it, take this energy and launch, start the new projects and move, and action without fear, because this is the moments when you're going to have this massive encouragement from the back. It's like Gabby Bernstein says, the universe has your back. Yes, it does, has your back. And when we use the energies of the universe to manifest and to move forward, and when it's the time to go inwards, that could be with Chiron in Taurus, it's the moment to go inwards, and the moments that we have to go and ask the questions and be responsible for our emotions, any pain that we're feeling, and asking ourselves the question, why this is happening? What moment in my childhood I feel like that? Is that maybe from a past life? Working on this, we have the opportunities. Yeah, use it. Anyway, that is my take from this week. I hope you enjoy and that actually served you, and I see you in the next one. And if you would like to book a quantum astrology reading, the link is in the description. You got the link there to all my offerings and all my sessions there. But the quantum astrology session is an hour and a half session, and it's not just an astrology chart. yes, we do read your astrology chart, but we also, like I also offer healing tools, and I apply quantum, NLP, hypnotherapy, and energy healing. So go down in the description, you have the link there, because what I found is a lot more powerful than just giving people all the patterns, but they don't know what to do with the patterns, and they go home and then they forget, or they cannot resolve, and then they have like a huge list of inner work to do, but they don't really know how to process. So that's why I like working like this, and I give like tools for people to start to transform that and to heal themselves and to transcend and evolve. And then for people who have already done a quantum astrology chart with me and a quantum astrology session with me, they have the option to do follow-up sessions as well. So, like if there is still patterns that they haven't been resolved, that they haven't, been projected in real life, because this is how it actually works. So, the moment that you know a pattern, life is gonna bring you all the situations for you to heal that. And sometimes having the support, of the tools and someone who support you and guide you, that helps a lot too. So that's why I have the follow-up sessions there too. So it's in the link in the bio. And otherwise, I send you a huge hug from here in Spain today. And I see you in the next episode. Bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode, or listen to this episode, depending on the platform where you are. I hope that enlightened you. And if you would like to keep receiving more episodes like this one, I highly encourage you to click in the subscribe button, click in the thumbs up, and share it with a friend, so that also gets to more people. And I'll see you in the next one.